The Binghamton Patriots are on a historic run and took the court on Thursday for the Class AA semifinal matchup against the Tappan Zee Dutchmen. Packed house at the Visions Veterans and the Patriots' first trip back to the state Final Four. First quarter, Derek Abu gets up, gets the finger roll for the first basket of the game. Patriots playing some defense as well off the inbound. Corian Noble skies up for one of his 3 blocks in this one. Tappan Zee will take the lead into the second, though. Tommy Linehand flies through the lane, gets the and one. Patriots would start a bit of a run after that. Zubair Griffin in transition gets the bucket and the foul. We're tied at 19 after a 9-0 run for Binghamton. Then it's Derek Abu, uses the pick, hits a 3, holds the hand up, and the place is going nuts. 22-19, and they would not look back. Second half, it's Jalen Cook for 2 of his 10 points. And then it's junior, Derek Abu Jr. Yet again, he splits the double for the finger roll and the trip to the state championship. Patriots are in the finals for the first time since 1986. Coach Paddock after the win on a chance to bring home the state title.
It feels good, and we got a great group of kids, you know. Their character is so high. They're being celebrated in the school. They're being celebrated in the community. They've earned it, and all the credit in the world goes to those kids and their parents.